I am still getting used to this new software. We are audio ready to rock here, guys. It is 3:43 Central Standard Time. Should be able to hear me. Guys, this is the S&P 500. We have gone from the high of the year to the low, traded to that 61.8, and then we're completely rejected. Now we have traded from that low to the high, and we have traded right in that 61.8. Now, we had a couple of support levels that were going to be potential here today, this being the lowest one down at 26.87, 26.85 area. We traded those levels exactly to the tick. So we rotated off, and what we ran into, so at the beginning of the week, we had the high of Sunday too low. That downside target was 27.01. Then that high, once we completed too low, has held here. Shorts continue to be valid, and going into tomorrow, our downside target is 26.6975. 26.6975. All right. That is absolutely valid. The short trend breaks above 27.29.5, and we could rally as high as 27.52 before I have major resistance. And what that level is the full halfway back short from the high going back to last week. But ever since we've broken down, guys, starting really last Friday, man, it has just been an aggressive sell-off. Gold, big short covering rally here today. I was looking at the 1208.7 resistance level, and I also had a support level down here. The support level traded first. We consolidated, broke out, big short covering rally. The swing high from Wednesday too low, traded as resistance, but now since we did break that short trend, the high of, or I should say the low of the week to the most recent high is going to be a support level here on a first test. That level is 1206.9. 1206.9. So I'm going to move this up, set my alert there at that 1206.9. That is a valid support level on a first test, 1206.9. Moving on to the Dow, we have a same anchor new low sequence. That is drawn from the low of last Friday to low, wants to target same anchor new low, did not quite trade here. So that will be valid on a first test tomorrow. That is 25,286 is that 38% retracement. I will set an alert there. And then above at the 50% retracement, we have 25,398. Let me go ahead and set alerts at both those levels. Just so we're aware, what we did hold is the full halfway back short for the day. So I will draw that up because we've broken this posing 61.8. That has actually traded, oops, did not want to do that. That has actually traded and confirmed. Okay, and that downside target, if we don't make a new high here and we hold, is 24,788. Setting an alert there. We did defend the 61.8 of the long in the Dow here as well today. So just like the S&P, the swing low to high has defended so far, but it's not looking good. The Russells broke and the Nasdaq broke, like I think the Nasdaq broke 2 days ago. Nasdaq broke on Monday. For the Nasdaq, which continues to get pummeled, the iPhone or Apple is just having a very aggressive sell-off. I actually want to go over Apple here for any of you guys who are stock traders or invest long term. Apple's a really technical stock, so I want to talk about where I think it's going, and that is 176. We're going to 176 in Apple before we find a bottom. And that is, there's an extension here. This is totally off topic, but for those of you guys who want to buy Apple or at least believe in the company on the long term, which I do, even though I don't really do too much long-term investing, there is an extension that's traded once to target, twice to target. Basically, we've come off this extension level multiple times here. And that same anchor new high is a 176. And it also lines up really nicely with where we broke out from the 2017 high, as well as the highs here in 2018. So if you want to buy Apple for the long term, great place in my opinion. That I'm looking at is this 176 support. Obviously, do your own research. It's not really a recommendation to buy, but I'm just telling you guys that's a sequence I'm looking at. Moving back to the NASDAQ, guys, if this is a multi-year top, which is absolutely a possibility, the first sign of that is going to be us completing down at a 63.11. There's definitely a possibility that this is a multi-year top, as depressing as that sounds. We're traders, try not to be too biased. I would love to see these lows holding us continue into perpetuity higher, but I don't know if that's going to be the case, and neither does anybody. For right now, the high of the year to the low has a downside target of 63.11. Something to be aware of. We are going to be running into a daily leg start here, possibly tomorrow, which is about the last point of support I have in the NASDAQ. So I'm actually going to activate this drawing here. So I'm going to mark this up, and let me actually bring this over a few days. Not the 18th yet, right? All right. So that will be a level we can potentially see coming in to play tomorrow. And then also, when we do get these situations, I just like to see where that 78.6 is. For those of you guys who've taken the Nadex Master Course, that would be the dive trade. I'm sorry, not the dive. It could be the dive trade, but it'd probably be the bully trade. So that 78.6 lines up. Okay, perfect. So that 78.6 lines up with the support zone I have in here, which is that daily leg start. We will also have profit target completions here in the NASDAQ. So that tomorrow in the overnight session is a level I will anticipate to be support. It's just triple confirmation for me. So I'll look for a potential Nadex trade there at 67.20 area. And you know, if it works, it works. So we'll have a downside profit target. We have one downside profit target at 67.29. The 78.6 of the range at 67.19, a daily leg start that's highlighted right there as well, and then the current halfway back for the day target at 67.02. Obviously, momentum is down. Those are some bigger levels of support. Once we complete that target, guys, we will have the possibility. What I would like to see is a full halfway back short from at some point. I don't know when it will be. It might be this week. It might be next week during Thanksgiving. Crazy to think we're around the corner from Thanksgiving, but the high of that Thursday to the low, whatever it may be, we're moving that down. That is 69.88 right now. 69.88. I've been moving this down every single day with every single one of these trade plans because we haven't traded it yet. It's just going to continue to move down. All right. So wait for that. That's going to be the major resistance level moving forward. For oil, this extension came into play again. I do want to watch the same thing I was looking at this morning, the full halfway back short for the week, because that lines up with the prior low of the year. That is 58.02. 58.02 is what I will be watching. The prior lows of the year, 58.07. So halfway back for the week lines up with prior lows of the year. We did have a two-sided trade for the first time in a while in oil today. And I would even be willing to go ahead and still say, watch this halfway back long if we hold above this 61.8. Because that target lines up with our resistance levels as well. So that 58.02, watching closely. Alrighty, that's going to wrap up my trade plan here today, guys, or my nightly video. I would really going in tomorrow. I like the halfway back along in GC. The indexes, I'm favoring that NASDAQ setup for my focus tomorrow to the long side. or the full halfway backs really in any of these markets. We'll continue to, I'll draw them up in the morning because we'll probably make a new low in one of these markets in the overnight session, but they just keep changing. We're going to need to see a bigger, higher time frame breakout before we can really anticipate this full halfway back short. So whenever that happens, guys, these indexes are going to set up in a full halfway back short from last week's highs to the low, and that will be kind of that big short covering rally where there's a solid opportunity to get short. Right now, it's just been getting hammered every single day, Watch these resistance levels that I have drawn up here, guys. It's basically a bunch of halfway back shorts for the day. If those break in the overnight session, we're probably going to have a little more of a consolidation, but if they complete in the overnights, bear trend will continue to the downside. So watch those targets. I'll share my levels with you guys in the MLT trade plan library. Everybody take care and have a fantastic evening. I'll see you guys tomorrow.